They had 2 big runs and 3 good deep shots. Other than that, we made them earn it, and you take away the scoreboard. It was about 5 plays that decided this game.
This was a 34-point loss, Shannon! What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Please.
Well, if you explain it to me, then you and I will both know what he's talking about. You know what, Dominique? If I was 7 inches taller, LeBron and I would be the same height. If you take away those 7 inches, LeBron James and I we're the exact same height.
Oh, gosh.
There's a reason why they keep score. So those 5 plays happen to be touchdowns. I can see sometimes, Fox, it's a 35-31 ball game, a 35-34, and you can say a play here or a play there. But when you get beat, mud hole stomped in you 41-7, that is totality. That is complete domination. That is a complete annihilation. But if you'd had Joe Burrow, who knows what you would have done? Because you seem to be enamored with somebody else's quarterback, and you don't talk about yours nearly enough. But what about you? I mean, you keep talking about, the plays. Were you not on the field when those 5 plays happened? That's last I checked, there's a reason why they came up with this thing called a score. Because we needed to know who won. When you win 41-7, there's really nothing that needs to be said. That is domination. That ain't no play here or play there. That's a play everywhere. They dominated you guys. Micah, bro, you got to let this go because you sounded utterly ridiculous.
All right, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. So it's hard to argue for them, especially since the Eagles not only didn't have their starter, but they went to their 3rd quarterback, and he scored 2 touchdowns. The 3rd locker room that just has nothing to play for, no reason to show up. And I'm guessing, as my attempt to always find some way to understand and defend the players, this is all I can say for Micah is, I bet it's hard as hell to wake up after getting your ass kicked and find a reason to go in and lift weights hard and pay attention in meetings and focus, especially when you're as talented as Micah. So I'm imagining that this is just a story that he has to tell himself. You got to convince yourself of something crazy to get in there because that is absurd. To your point, 4 or 5 plays. Yeah, if we take away all the touchdown plays, then y'all win 7-0. You're right. you guys were outstanding, except for the times when you weren't, which happened to be the most important times. I don't get it, but that's all I can think is you got to lie to yourself.
He literally is giving the Eagles credit for those 5 plays he's talking of. Way to go to gain some chunk yardage. Like he's giving them credit. What are you talking about? This is why. Thank you for trying to make sense of it, but no, go ahead, Shan.
There's no making sense of this because here's the thing, Dominique, is that you have to be honest in your assessment of you and your team. He's being dishonest with his assessment of his team. And that is the problem with the Cowboys, you see? Because you, Dominique, keep coming out here trying to find a silver lining in what they're saying. Just say what it is. They're a bad football team. They're not very good this year. And there's no way you can't listen. I don't care how much Tom Ford cologne you spray, Chanel perfume you spray on poop. It still smells. That's what the Cowboys are. They're a bad football team. And instead of acknowledging that when Michael Jordan kept getting beat, he hired Tim Grover. He said, I need to get stronger. He was honest in an assessment. Yeah. There are things that great players do, and they understand I'm weak in this area. We don't make excuses. He just keeps trying. Well, there ain't no silver lining. How's there a silver lining in 41-7?
Every game comes down to if you say Brock Purdy didn't throw those 2 interceptions last night. Yeah, they would like every game comes down to a few plays here and there. The difference in the good teams and the teams that smell like poop is you're the one that get the win.
The poop counters at home the last 2 days were up to like 4. Okay, so there's.
Hey, Cowboys fan. Today we're talking about a huge decision that just shook up the roster. The Dallas Cowboys have officially released Ezekiel Elliott. Right before the end of the 2024 season, the team made the call, and while it's a bit of a surprise, it came with a statement of respect from Jerry Jones. He mentioned, out of respect and appreciation for Zeke and wanting to provide him with an opportunity to pursue any potential playoff participation possible, we are releasing him from the Cowboys roster today. Now, Zeke will go through waivers. If no team claims him, he's free to sign with a contender. But here's the question: do you think there will be interest in his services? It's been a while since we've seen Zeke rush for 1,000 yards or show that same explosive power we remember from his early days. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Will Zeke find a new team for the playoff push? Or is his time in the NFL coming to an end? Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already part of the Cowboys News TV family. Perfeito. Vamos seguir para o capítulo 2. O legado de Ezekiel Elliott nes Cowboys. Aquí está o texto. Capítulo 2. O legado de Ezekiel Elliott nes Cowboys to 100 palabras now. Let's take a moment to look back at Ezekiel Elliott's time with the Cowboys. When Zeke was drafted in 2016, there was an immediate buzz. As the 4th overall pick, the expectations were sky high, and man, did he deliver. In his rookie season, he finished second in the NFL with 1,994 total scrimmage yards. Remember when he took the NFL rushing title as a rookie? That was something special. Elliott didn't just show up for the numbers, though. He became one of the most dominant players on the field and quickly became a fan favorite. He was selected to the Pro Bowl and named All-Pro in his rookie year, making history as just the fourth rookie and second running back ever to be named All-Pro in Cowboys history. Zeke's impact on the franchise has been undeniable. From his powerful runs to his leadership in the locker room, he was a central figure in the Cowboys' offensive identity for years. Even though recent seasons haven't been as flashy, Zeke's legacy as one of the greats to ever wear the star will never fade. Zeke's time with the Cowboys has been nothing short of legendary. But do you think his legacy is secure, or do you think it's been overshadowed by recent struggles? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Looking at the 2024 season, it's clear that Ezekiel Elliott's role in the Cowboys' offense had changed. Through 15 games, Zeke tallied just 74 carries for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not exactly the explosive, game-changing numbers we were used to seeing from him in his prime, right? But that's been the story for a couple of years now. Since 2021, Zeke hasn't rushed for over 1,000 yards, and his yards per carry have dropped below 3.8, definitely not the level we expect from a top-tier back. So, the question is, what led to the Cowboys making this tough decision? Zeke's decline in production, combined with the rise of Tony Pollard, the team's desire to explore new options, likely played a major role in his release. With the Cowboys trying to get younger and more dynamic in the backfield, they might be focusing on Pollard as the lead back moving forward. It's a bittersweet move for sure. Zeke had such a big part in the Cowboys' offensive history, but the team's needs have changed, and this decision is a reflection of that shift. Do you think it was the right move to release Zeke? Or do you feel like the Cowboys gave up too soon? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Now, let's talk about the emotional side of things. How will Zeke's release affect the Cowboys, and more importantly, us as fans? For many of us, Zeke wasn't just a player, he was the player we rallied behind. His big runs, his leadership, and that familiar feeding gesture after a touchdown became symbols of Cowboys pride. Let's be honest, seeing him in another jersey would be tough for a lot of fans, and it's hard not to feel like a chapter of Cowboys history is closing. For the team, though, this could be a turning point. With Zeke gone, the Cowboys now have a chance to rework their offensive strategy and focus more on the future one that likely revolves around Pollard as the lead back. Still, it's going to be a little weird not seeing Zeke in a Cowboys uniform anymore. What does Zeke's release mean to you as a fan? Are you sad to see him go? Or do you think it's time for a change? Let's get your take in the comments below. Looking ahead, what does the future hold for Ezekiel Elliott? Will he find a new team that's looking for a veteran back to make a playoff push? Zeke's been a warrior for years, but with his age and recent performance, it's unclear if he'll get that chance. For the Cowboys, this is an opportunity to move forward, focusing on Pollard and the future of the backfield. There's a lot of potential here, but it's going to take some time to see how the team evolves. What do you think will happen with Zeke now? Will he continue his career elsewhere? Or is this the end? Let's talk about it in the comments.